Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. I recently gave the TOEFL IBT exam and I got an impressive 111 out of 120. I'll be sharing my experience with you guys so that you can get a score that your university requires. I'll be keeping this video concise, but you guys can surely ask me anything you want to know, or you guys can mention in the comment section if you want me to make a video about a specific topic. Okay, so I'll be discussing about what TOEFL IBT is, why do you need to take the exam and who needs to take the exam. I'll be telling you how to register for the exam and requirements for the special home edition of the TOEFL IBT. Then I'll move ahead and mention the structure of the exam and how you can prepare for the exam efficiently. And lastly, I'll discuss some strategies, tips and tricks for each of the 4 sections of the TOEFL IBT exam so that you can get a really good score. I also give my point of view on TOEFL versus IELTS. I don't have very in-depth knowledge about this, but I'll share my opinion with you guys. Moving ahead, the full form of TOEFL is Test of English as a Foreign Language. The only purpose of this test is to measure your proficiency in English. It measures your skills such as reading, listening, writing and speaking skills. Who needs to take this exam? Anyone who is planning to study in an English medium university or an institution needs to take this exam. The countries are United States, UK, Australia, Canada and even countries such as Netherlands or Belgium require TOEFL if they teach in English. Why do you need to take this exam? Major reason why students take this exam is that it's a mandatory requirement for admissions to foreign universities. Different universities and different programs within the same university have different TOEFL requirements and different minimum required score. So you need to check on the university's website and in the program details that what are the requirements, and only then you can make sure that whether you need to take TOEFL or not. Further, when you go for a visa interview, the interviewer might ask for your TOEFL score, without which he might not give you visa. So you need to have your TOEFL score available at that time. When should you take the exam? Exam is available all around the year, so you can take it anytime. However, scores are valid only for 2 years. So you need to make sure that your scores are valid at the time you're applying and are also valid during the visa interview. So let's say you're applying for fall 2021, then your visa interview would happen around May 2021. So your scores need to be valid at least till then. Also, some universities might want that scores are valid at the time when you enter the university. So you need to check details about that on the university's website. I would recommend you to take the exam about an year ago in which you are planning to go for study abroad, and that would be around 2 to 4 months before your application process starts. Okay, so moving ahead, registration for the exam is really simple. You just have to go to the ETS's TOEFL website and you have to fill up the form details and everything that they are asking for. Then you'll have to schedule your exam, select a date and place and time. Then you will have to make a payment about $180, but which might depend based on your location and other requirements as well. And then that's it, you're done. Your exam would be scheduled. Another important thing to note is that they would ask for passport when you are registering, and you'll have to take that passport at the exam center as well. During the coronavirus pandemic, ETS is offering home exam for its test takers. I would prefer this exam because of the following reasons. First of all, it is available every day and you can just take the exam from the comfort of your home. And another important point or reason is that in an at center exam, you have to give exam with many other candidates. So any candidate can be speaking at any other time, and if 2 candidates are speaking at the same time, it might be really disturbing for you to record your answer. This problem is eliminated in the home exam as you'll be alone in the room and you would not face any disturbance that you would have in the normal version of the test. Further requirements of the home exam include a laptop, which can be Mac or Windows, a built-in microphone, a speaker and a working camera, which can be external or internal. Further, a good internet connection is really required because you don't want internet connection to mess up your exam. Another important point to mention is that you cannot use traditional pen and paper method in order to make your notes or for rough work. You need to have a whiteboard or a transparent sheet protector within which you would place your paper. So it's basically like a file within which you would place your paper. However, the easier method is to use a whiteboard. You can conveniently use it and erase it and then use it again and again without any hassle. I'll be putting a link of the whiteboard that you can use for the exam, and you can buy it off Amazon through the link. A very few universities might not accept the home version, but most of them would, given the coronavirus pandemic situation around the whole world. And I discussed this with my teacher and I just took the home version of the exam, so it should be fine. In case you would like to have a detailed instruction, a step-by-step instruction about the home exam, or you would like to know about my experience of the home exam, you can surely go through this GRE video which I made on the GRE home version of the test, which would help you out. The process of home exam is almost similar in both of the cases. Okay, so what are the preparation materials that you would require? Since TOEFL is a fairly easy exam, you should be able to prepare for it within 15 to 20 days. I would say that one book is enough, be it official ETS guide or Princeton or Magoosh book, any of the book is fine, and a lot of practice is required. So I'll be mentioning links to practice tests in the description. Make sure you go through them, and I think that is enough for your preparation to score 110 or 110 plus. Okay, moving ahead, this is the structure of the exam. You can pause the video and have a look, and I'll now be discussing in detail about each of the sections. Reading section has about 3 to 4 passages, and if there are 4 passages, one of them would be experimental. That means its score would not be counted, and the time limit per passage is about 18 minutes, so the total time would be 54 to 72 minutes depending on number of the passage. There would be 10 questions in each passage, and last question would be worth more than 1 point, and rest of the question would be worth of 1 point. Okay, so talking about this last question can be a summary question. That means you will be given an introductory sentence and you'll have to select 3 out of the 6 given choices that are correct and describe the given passage correctly. And another option for this question is that it can be a category based question. That means you will be given 2 or 3 categories and you will be given several options that can be 8 to 10, and you'll have to fit options in each of these categories. Okay, so the most important thing to note down here is that questions are in the same order of paragraph. That means your question 1, 2, 3 would be in paragraph 1, 4, 5 would be in paragraph 2, and so on. It may vary, but the order is same as the order of paragraph. Okay, so when you are presented the passage, do not read it, just skip it and go to the last question. That is the question number 10. See if that this question is a category based question or a summary question. If it is a category based question, write all the categories on your paper, or if it is summary based question, just write the introductory sentence that is given in the question on your paper. Then come back to the first question and you will start solving now. Now read the question first and then search for the answer in the paragraph. Do not read the paragraph first because it might waste a lot of time, as you will have to read it again after you have read the question. So read the question first and then search for the answer. Keep repeating this for first 9 questions, and you would be able to finish first 9 questions in really quick time. One important thing to remember is that the questions would be in order. So if you are solving question number 5, you would not go back to paragraph 1 and search for the answer. So you need to remember this. This would really help to save a lot of time. Also, you'll have to find answer to the last question while you're solving question 1 to 9. This will again save a lot of time. So let's say your last question was a summary question, as you've already seen it. So while you are solving the question, let's say you're done with paragraph 1. Your question 1 and 2 are related to paragraph 1 and you have solved it. So just take 15 seconds or 20 seconds and write the summary of that paragraph on your paper. Then once you have completed question related to paragraph 2, repeat the same and so on. So when you reach the question 10, you'll have the summary on your paper. You just have to look on your paper and match the options, and you would be able to solve that summary question in no time. And let's say if your last question is a category question. So while reading the passage, whenever you encounter the keywords or the category in your passage, just make sure you write down on your paper whatever the sentence is trying to say about that category. This way, when you reach question number 10, you'll have a lot of options in both of your categories, and you'll just have to look at the option and you'll have to put in the answer. Okay, moving to the listening section. In this section, you'll have 2 to 3 conversation. The conversation can be between 2 students or between a student and an employee on the campus. And you'll have 3 to 4 lectures. The lectures would be a scenario where professor would be teaching in a class and you'll have to understand the information. There would be 5 questions per conversation and 6 questions per lecture. Time to answer would be about 30 to 35 seconds per question, and your time would not be counted when you're listening to the audio conversation, and you can only listen to the audio clip once. Listening section is one of the easiest section, and the strategy is really straightforward. Just take your paper and divide it into 6 to 8 parts. That means just make 6 to 8 boxes in order to make structured notes. Now when you're listening to a conversation or a lecture, just start writing in the first box, and whenever you hear a discourse marker like a topic is being changed, so you move to the box number 2 and continue your note making in second box. Then when again the topic is changed, you move to the third box and so on. Do not try to remember anything because it can affect your score negatively. The test makers know that students would try to remember and they put that trap answers there. Further, do not try to understand while you are making the notes, just listen to it and make the notes. Now once the clip has ended, you have the questions in front of you and you have your notes in front of you. The notes are structured, that is, are in the order of audio clip. Also, interestingly, questions are also in the order of audio clip. So you just have to look for question in the block number 1 or 2 and you have to answer it. Then you have to look for question number 2 in block 2, 3 and answer the question. This way you would really save time and you would be able to solve a question within 25 to 30 seconds. Now coming back to the speaking section, you would get a break after listening section and then your speaking section would start. So speaking section is the most difficult section of the TOEFL exam and it's a nightmare for Indian students. But the good thing about this section is that checking is quite lenient. I remember that I messed up my first question as I read the question incorrectly and then I had to improvise while I was speaking. So there are 4 tasks. The first is independent task, where you have to give your personal opinion on a question. For example, would you prefer bicycle or car? And it can be any question, you just have to give your personal opinion. The second question is a campus announcement question or a campus task, in which there would be a short paragraph given. You would have about 50 seconds to read it, and it can be anything related to a change in campus policy, like they would introduce electric bicycle in campus or anything. Then 2 students would discuss the policy and you have to speak about that. So you have to speak what the policy mentions and what are the students' opinion regarding that policy. Third task is an integrated task, in which you would first read a passage, which is a short passage about any academic topic, and then you would hear a short lecture about 2 minutes on the same topic. The teacher would probably describe that topic in detail or would give examples or her or his own personal opinion about that topic. Then you have to summarize the passage by including examples or points mentioned by the teacher. So you have to summarize both the reading passage and the audio clip within a minute. The last task is an easier version of task 3. You would just hear an audio clip and you have to summarize what is mentioned in the audio clip within a minute. Moving on to strategy. There is no specific strategy for the speaking section, but what I would recommend you to do is go through any of the textbook which you are buying for TOEFL and go through the templates given in those books for the speaking section. Have those templates ready in your mind and then you would speak according to that template. Moreover, what we Indians do is that we think in Hindi and then we translate it to English. So this does not sound good when spoken in English. So what you should do is learn to think in English and practice a lot. So talk to everyone in your house, your friends, or even chat in English. This would really help. Even I did all of this and it really helped me. Lastly, do not panic. It is not as difficult as it seems to be. Moving on to the last section of the test, the writing section. You have to do 2 tasks here, an integrated and an independent task. In the integrated task, you have to read a passage in which the author would state his or her opinion, and then you have to listen to a conversation on the same topic in which the speaker would be casting doubts or would be speaking against the author of the passage. What you should do is divide your paper into 2 halves. In the left half of the paper, you would write notes from the reading passage, and in the right half of the paper, you would write notes from the audio clip. You would not be hearing audio clip again, so make sure you write notes. However, you would be given the reading passage again while you are writing the essay. However, due to lack of time, you should make your notes while reading the passage itself. Then follow any of the template and draft your essay accordingly. In the independent task, you would be given a statement and you have to draft an essay stating your personal opinion. You would either agree or disagree with the statement and you would give examples and reasoning to support your statement. Again, there is no specific strategy writing task. Just follow any template and practice a lot. Use Grammarly to check your essays and to make improvements so that you can learn from your mistakes. Also, I'll be putting links to my essays in the description so you can just go through my essays as well. The last topic of this video is TOEFL versus IELTS. I am not the very knowledgeable person to answer this, but what I would recommend is go through the university's website to which you would be applying and check what are the requirements, English language requirements accepted by that university. If they accept both TOEFL and IELTS, I would recommend you to give TOEFL as it is fairly easier compared to IELTS. Well, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you have any queries, you can reach out to me via comment section or via Instagram. Please like the video if you found it to be helpful, and you can share it with your friends who might find it useful as well. Further, I'll be making videos regarding admission to foreign universities, what requirements are, how do you apply, how you should choose university and all. So subscribe to my channel and stay up to date. See you soon in another video, and good luck for your TOEFL exam.